The Karate Unity Dojo is our training lab. Every month, instructors from all over the city come over to train, test, and explore their martial arts. Here is a highlight video of one of our sessions. I hope you enjoy.
Some of the things we worked on today was against the crashes. So, you know, and this shout out to Defense Lab Dusseldorf. We crash in and we find we're working, and then we want to find a hole right in here. So right in here, if you can take a look, there's a hole. So what I did was from here, I crashed in, and then from here I'm riding up to feel, and it's a sensitivity thing where I've got this pocket now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hand over here, and I'm going to use it as leverage just to cut in. See, there's a hole here, and I'm going to take this here, and then I've got some sort of control. So it's just a way to get in. Right, and I think you guys were working some stuff. I didn't catch that what you guys are doing, but if you want to jump in there, I'll take over. You guys could talk about some of the things you guys have been doing.
Yeah, so we were doing a very similar idea where we were just each taking turns on how to feed and just moving the elbows and finding that opening, and then throwing our extra little bits of whatever we thought would work, and then added in the strikes too. So it was just really working from that clinch, rolling, adjusting, taking all sorts of positions, or keeping it really simple and just driving in on elbows, and just back and forth.
Nice. I think you guys are also working taking back too and changing positions, right? So Ben, you want to work that option? I think I saw you do that where you were getting in somehow, and you did some duck unders, I think.
Yeah.
And yeah. So try that again.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I take this, I go over.
Cut in.
Yep, I frame here.
Yeah.
And then I take a lunge here.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice.
What we were talking about on that one too is on the entrance. When we did that entrance and going in, keeping back up straight. And I think this is a classic wrestling thing. Everyone knows it from wrestling. But from karate, we think double legs are, you know, people try and do this and they spear.
Yeah.
But they've set themselves up for that guillotine immediately.
Yeah.
So when you go through, posture up, large stance here. And now when you pop up, I can pull on this arm and my head goes into armpit or ribs.
Nice.
To be able to start to drive that. And even if, you know, he's fast and he starts to get that guillotine or tries for it, he doesn't have the strength for it because my posture's up high. He's not going to finish, and I can ride it up and now start my peels.
Yeah. Beautiful. What were we doing
Earlier too is a shout out to Matt Briers at Connecticut, Tritac Martial Arts. We were just working some insertions from here. So, you know, wipe here and throw in elbows, to wipe here and throw it into elbows. So basically it's a high guard from here. Keep this up here to cover this line, and then bam, hit in there. Okay, but then later on we kind of migrated into this, where we were doing it from either side. So the hands are presented, and this is just very static, guys, just to work the wipe. So from here, we take this hand here, and we're throwing in that, we're throwing in that, we're throwing in that, or basically from here, and we're up here, throwing that, and we're doing a double, and then he presents one of them, boom, throwing that, double, yeah, here. And then we were doing kind of some dynamic stuff where he was throwing in shots here, and then crash in, right? And then he presents a pad, boom, and I hit, right? So it's very random, right? Where I have to just get in here somehow and tie up the hands, okay? And a pad's presented, and I have to figure that out, right? And we were doing also some other things too, where the feeds were straight, but we had different kinds of feeds, and we kind of mixed between a static feed to a more dynamic feed. So let's be dynamic on this. So we're over here. So I'm feeding Sensei here. And whenever he wants, he's gonna crash here and start throwing. Okay. Covers his hand, ties up, he goes for whatever he wants, type of thing. Or sometimes I'll just keep it static and he'll work whatever. Yeah, that's right. Boom. And you notice what he did there? He did two, right? So from here, he hit this one, wiped again, and he did another one, right? So that's good to know, because you're on the inside, right? And you're rolling and you're staying sticky. So once again, he'll wrap, right? He'll hit this one and he'll stay sticky right here. He'll wrap again, and then, yeah, and as a pad holder, you know, have your partner kind of, as soon as one's closed, keep another one open type of thing. And can play like that with your team and work these kind of things. And this is just a few iterations, guys. Hopefully this kind of stuff you'll get sparked by doing things on your own in your gym, right? Have anything else to...
I will say, because you're seeing a condensed version of what we were doing. There's a lot of times that we spend going, how can we make this drill live? Wait, does that make sense? Does it not? What if we try this?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of playing, as you say. I love that phrase, because we have to see what works, take those attributes, and then put it in our closed combat side of things.
Yeah, it's all about customizing. I find like this is what's good about groups like this, is we'll have our experiences from different places. Like today, one of the themes were, you know, I took a couple of videos from my travels and we inserted it in our game here. And then Justin came and he was talking about some things he did in class just like maybe a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Right? And you know, and you put it into the mixing pot and we were working. And then Justin was talking to Ben over here, and Ben was doing some Muay Thai considerations about foot checks and things. Just be careful of your checks, right?
This and that. And then we're taking one more, and then we check it, and then from here we can just counter, we can sweep, we can hit.
So the drill basically, originally the question came up is Sente was saying, how could we, you know, he wants to pick Coach Ben's brain about foot checks, right? So we did some static and then we did a drill. So the drill was outside, inside, no, outside shot, boom. Another outside shot, boom. And then he throws a shot and he intercepts, boom, and he steps in.
So you step in,
Yeah.
close the gap.
Yep.
And this is usually good for if you know that your opponent is just throwing a kick that's not really full of power. So you take it and you go for the trade. So if you're here, you can frame, you can go for the sweep, you can take it, you can go for an elbow, you can punch, follow up with the counter.
What I really liked out of it was not only the form of don't collapse your leg. I think for me, when I throw knees, I'd always really bring this past the degree of 90. And it was stretch it out a little bit more, meet the target, and then when to use the thigh ride versus the shin check. And the big take home for me is you use that ride to drive in and create that opening, close that gap, and throw something. So if I know that he's got a weak one, that's when I'm coming in and I can start doing all the stuff that we practice every day. So I found that amazing. It was awesome.
Yeah. That's a wrap.